It's Sunday. Actually, it's Monday. It's midnight, February 28th. If that, then this. Russians invading Ukraine. Why? I don't know. They want to reclaim their so called territory. They think that the Ukraine is committing Nazi genocide and they want to free the people from the Nazi genocide. Fake news, real news. How much do you believe? How much is real? How much is fake? I don't dismiss anything. Trump is praising Putin, and Trump praised the riot on the Capitol. I can't condone that. Not from my viewpoint as an American citizen out here and fucked up. In some ways I can see why, but in some ways I can't. Because he's a billionaire. He's not like me. He's a billionaire, and he's got a lot of stuff, a lot of offense to back him up, to defend himself. I don't. So he's not like me. But I don't know. Doesn't seem this whole war situation doesn't seem right. But nothing's right around here. I'm 60 years old this year. Gonna be 61. Born in 1961, so this is the year of 61. Now, I've heard people talk about my dad was murdered, how much he weighed, or whoever lived the life of my father after my college was an idiot fraud. I know that. Just a lunatic. A gossip mimicking idiot. He said so much shit, gossip, that talking up people is great who were proven punks or he hated them. Stories about his friends that were lies, building them up to be better than they were. Telling me my degrees don't matter, don't tell anybody, they'll think I'm a woman. People saying womb. I think you're no different than everybody else. He had a Harvard Law degree and a Wharton Econ degree, and he says it doesn't matter. He's a flunk out of kindergarten. Now, legally, when I was 16, people say you can't say that. That's harassing people. If you want to get technical, harassing people. If you're in a room full of enemies, they're going to use anything they can come up with against you. If you're a room full of your people, you get away with anything, including murder. So I think he was murdered in a room of enemies where they let each other get away with it because they hate their superior, no different than everybody else. Just like they throw me in jail, say I'm trespassing, tell me my degrees don't matter, Nazi mental hospitals. People want to talk about my grade points proves I'm an idiot or I'm not very. People who say that first of all, they don't document their own credentials. They could never get in to get my degrees. They're not good enough, and they don't understand the crap and fraud that went on and some of the stuff. So, they just accuse me, blindside me, hit me, and then run away and hide. And don't give me a chance to reply, interrogate them. That's the way that fucking lunatic was who was my dad after college. And he talked about being a lookalike. Several people lookalikes, and nobody around here cares, and what are you going to do about it? You're mentally ill. Everybody thinks you're mentally ill and crazy. Nurses, Nurse Fran Stouse, this is the most ridiculous. She, said I was mentally ill because I was an alcoholic. And if you're an alcoholic, you're mentally ill. And that's because I got drunk at frat parties in college. Well, I did get drunk a couple of times. I don't think that made me an alcoholic then or 20 years after the fact, 30 years. And some people, want to associate with people, associate me with bad people or alcoholics or people, so it's a setup to make me publicly look bad. What I look like in public. I'm a big baby because I broke down in Video Corner. Well, I did lose my shit when mom and dad became enemies and liars, and dad to self self-proclaimed identity thief murderer. I think it started when I was 16, really. But back then I wasn't fucked up as much. I hadn't been fucked up to really grasp it. But there was gossip that my aunt was murdered. And I was told when she died it was suicide, and she was a known mental patient. Said she had mental issues, but they said my dad said she committed suicide, and other people said she was murdered. And somebody who looks like my dad shot her in the head because they have lookalikes. And this guy killed my dad. And he lived his life after my college. I believe that's true. Was it the neighbors who did it? Neighbors in the hood? His lawyers? Well, I heard him say his lawyers hated him, and their kids hated me because I used them or something. They want to fuck me up, well, I use everybody. You're no different than everybody else applies to everybody, and I use everybody. Everybody and anything. I'll use any and everything I've got. People as examples. Inferiors getting things I am not getting. Money, licenses, respect, and I'm not, and it's not acceptable. Because you're no different than everybody else. And the punks want to fucking justify. Well, I'm going to justify myself too, and I'm right. So I didn't get straight A's in college. I didn't try to with the crap that was taught and opinionated and the fraud that took place. I think it's kind of stupid and a waste of time to sit there and bust your ass when people are goddamn going in there and fucking changing shit behind your back, giving other people fucking straight, so straight A versus not, I just don't think has a whole lot to it based on reality in my experience. But, that's part of everything. So we'll get on national television, discuss that, and make everybody prove it. See how many are liars and frauds and fakes, and real deals are all killed and murdered, and punk ass fakes. Salesmen smile, grease their hair. I don't think that's what dumbasses do. I guess dumbasses buy into other dumbasses bullshit, and I don't. So if that, then this. So if I'm trespassing and my ownership's disrespected, they owe me $1 trillion, and nobody else gets their ownership respected. Just because you own a place doesn't mean you get a paycheck. Well, I have to get paid $5 billion because there's some hedge fund manager out there getting $4 or $5 billion a year. So I have to get that much per month. Plus back paycheck some kindergarten because the punks say my degrees don't matter at these stockbroker offices and the licensed off in Topeka. F that than this. If I can't get a license unless I work for one of these companies, and these companies are telling me my degrees don't matter, and then I can't get a license from home company, that's $1 trillion for me. They owe me. Now, I'll let Target, Walmart, Hewlett Packard, IBM, Sprint, T-Mobile, whatever, CVS, where people mouth off to me, have bugged me before, Black and Beach, any place, Woolworths. We can go into Video Corner, but that was privately owned, and that was bullshit. But I never got paid what I was led to believe. And I did not work with a written contract. So, Walmart, want to sign a contract, pay me $1 billion a month, we'll do it. Let's do it on national TV. That's an expense to your company, and it's a revenue to my company called me. Because I'm the only company that matters. Yeah. Well, their headquarters isn't across the street or in the same city, so I can just casually walk in there and see what's going on. And, some of the headquarters around here, I can't casually walk in there and see what's going on now because I got security guards, whatever. And I'm not getting paid to work there, so my time is money, so I'm not really going to, unless there was a I don't know, it's just not correct, but minimum wage for me is $5 billion a year. That's based on the market rate of the top hedge fund paycheck in America. And I'm better than that. Based on ACT percent. Based on really everything. Just on being honest and truthful and correct. So,